Hi, Pete Wargent here from Alan Wargent Property Buyers. Today just a 3-minute video for you on the Brisbane housing market, just an update for Q1 2019 and some of the trends that we've been seeing on the ground. So the first thing to note is that the high-rise apartment overbuilding that we've seen in recent years, that has really calmed down now, and in fact as migration has picked up from the southern states, those markets have by and large come back into balance and vacancy rates have been tightening for about 6 months or so. So that's a really positive development. Now it's interesting to consider is the impact of the Royal Commission into banking misconduct recedes, how that's impacting different markets differently. So in Brisbane, not so much of an impact on price because markets up here have been more affordable anyway, but we've really seen an impact on volume. So the market's got gummed up, and a lot of people we're noticing are making offers subject to the sale of another property. So this is giving rise to opportunities for buyers who are able to make relatively clean offers. So if you're not making offers subject to the sale of another property, there is an opportunity to buy under market value in some cases. It's difficult to say how long that window of opportunity will stay open. It depends on the availability of credit as 2019 rolls on. But at the moment, there's some good deals out there. In terms of strategy, well, that depends on personal circumstances, whether you look for a buy and hold approach or something with equity on ice, so future development potential, or even a straightforward development site. That comes down to personal circumstances. But in the detached house market, the types of suburbs we'll be looking at for, if you've got a budget of 750k plus, you'd be looking at potentially the inner west, so suburbs like Toowong and Taringa, and Indooroopilly, good school zones and well connected, or some of the equivalent suburbs on the north side. Now if your budget's a bit less in that 500 to 750k bracket, you'd be looking at probably following the train lines out towards Oxley in the southwest on the outer limits, or perhaps Capera in the northwest, and following those train lines because that's always good for investors and means a ready supply of tenants for future rentals. And if your budget's a bit higher, then you might look at some of the inner suburbs and the Woolloongabba gentrification and Cross River Rail project. That's a really good story, and we've done some buying around there recently. So for investors, always consider that you have a manageable cash flow and a strategy that suits your circumstances. And if you haven't downloaded it already, check out our buying guide on the website. And that's it for today. Cheers.